Welcome everybody to the Feeding Frenzy Friday. My name is Brian. This is where we break down the Friday featured asset from Notes Direct. If you're someone looking to buy notes and you want an expert opinion, this is the place to be. We have Scott Tyler, a veteran of almost 30 years in the note business, giving us his thoughts on these notes. If this is a value to you, we would love for you to just smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, click that bell notification so that you get a notification every single time we post one of these videos ahead of the emails. Let's go. So what do you got for us today, Scott?
Hey, Brian, we have a single family residence, owner occupied in Oglethorpe, Georgia. People don't know where Oglethorpe is, about a couple hours south of Atlanta. So not in Atlanta, outside the city limits, but not too far off.
Yeah, I had some friends in Fort Benning, and so I knew kind of where the Columbus area was. And so I'm a little bit familiar with the area, but I do see this as a performing mortgage. So this is always a good long-term play we want to talk about. Tell me a little bit about the asset, the borrower, the whole thing.
Well, I mean, I maybe skipped over the property. Hey, look, this isn't a small property either. I want to at least let everybody know that this is a 4.3 with over 2,000 square feet, and almost an acre of land. So good size house, right? We like this collateral. It sits on almost an acre, got plenty of elbow room too. So definitely want to bring that up, Brian. But the asset itself, yeah, it's pretty new. Originated back in, oh gosh, what was it? Late 2020. So there's about 6 or 7 payments made on it, but good size balance, good rate. And they made an original down payment on this one. I know it doesn't show on this, but original down payment of $15,000, Brian.
Okay, I like it. So you got over 10% down payment on an asset that, I mean, I have yet to meet an investor who shies away from a brick house that's got more than 2 or 3 bedrooms. I mean, this is literally in the wheelhouse for basically every investor I've ever met. And then on top of that, you've got a pretty committed buyer. So let's talk a little bit about the note itself, right? The thing I got to tell you right out of the gate, the thing I look at is this is a payment of over $1,000 a month in cash flow. That's
right. That's exactly right. I mean, that's what attracts me to it too, right? What are you getting in each month? What is your return each month? And that $1,000, it's, we like to see that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously it's got a 9% rate, which is great. If you want to be able to buy this and just hold it long-term, this is a great wealth building tool. And as always, if you've gotten involved with Note School or you've been to any of the trainings, we talk about all kinds of different scenarios that we can take this single asset and we can mold it into something that works even better for us. And so being a long-term note, what's the first thing we think of, Scott?
No, I think of a partial sale, Brian.
Yeah.
And especially with this one, you got 29 and a half years left, around about. I mean, you can do all kinds of things. You could sell 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, 15 years, whatever that number is that you're trying to get to, you can back into it because you have a lot of balance and you have a lot of months to use in that scenario, right? So you can create whatever cash flow you're trying to do on a partial. Like you said, if you're trying to get 50, if you're trying to get 30, you can back into it and sell that.
Yeah, and if you're somebody who says, yeah, but that's a really good cash flow, I don't want to give up the cash flow. Right. Again, if you've come to any Note School events, if you've come to some of the training, you've heard about this big word we called hypothecation, right? You could borrow against this. And so I invest $114,000 and maybe I want to borrow $60,000 to get some cash back to go buy more notes. Well, I can borrow $60,000 and have a payment going out, especially if I'm borrowing 60 grand at 5 or 6 or 7%. A lot of the rates that investors are happy to get right now. Well, now I've not only recapitalized a lot of the money I have out, I have a good chunk that's invested still and getting a return on that, but I keep a good chunk of this cash flow. And if I can get a good chunk of capital back and good cash flow, that's that's something to really consider as another exit strategy, depending on what you're trying to do. The point is, hey, there's a lot of different ways to skin the cat, as they say. It just boils down to what's the goal? What are you trying to accomplish? And then how can we continue to reduce our risk and ultimately increase our returns? Well, thank you so much, Scott, for taking some time to walk through that with us. If this asset is for you, make sure you do your due diligence and then go and click that purchase button. Go out and make it happen. Take action. If you want to see more notes, make sure you're subscribing to the channel. Make sure you click that bell notification to get the latest updates so that as soon as we post these videos, you're getting the information ahead of the emails. If you're new to Notes or you want to learn more about Notes, you should register for our one-day deeper dive class through our sister company, Note School. It is a one-day deeper dive class to cover everything from creative financing, creating your own notes, learning how to wholesale and flip notes, things like performing notes and selling partials, what it looks like to make some big money with some bad debts through non-performing notes. It's a wonderful full-day class. You could register for that class below. For the rest of you, I hope you have a great week, and we'll see you next week on the Feeding Frenzy Friday.